think you're going to die.
Everything. Oh my goodness.
And I didn't have a therapist, but I knew I could rely on God. And I started to pray for my own self. I wanted to hide because I'm like, here it is, this girl that said yes. I didn't know that my yes was going to push me into a whole nother level. So I said yes to God because he had to, one, strip me from religion. He had to strip me from knowing that, okay, you don't have to, I didn't have to wait on my pastor or anybody else to get my deliverance. I can go to God for myself. So I said, oh my God, I laid on my floor. And listen, y'all, there was times where I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't even eat. I started losing so much weight. And I was just saying to myself, and a lot of people, you know, they look at me and think, oh, she got it together. No, I was broken. I was hurt. And I was confused because I didn't know how I was going to get out of this. I'm like, God, you know, I called on you. Now you do this to me. And it's like God was saying, I'm going to leave you there until you trust me. So when he said that to me, I got even more afraid, but I didn't know that he was going to start teaching me. And no matter how many pastor people I tried to connect to, they would say, no, you're not good enough. You don't fit the profile. Oh, your hair too long. Your hair too short. You wear pants. Oh, you wear tights too. No, you ain't good enough. So God allowed all of them to close the door on me at my most vulnerable time of my life. And that's where I developed a prayer life. And when I started praying, the more I started praying, the more that mind you, he never let the devil stop playing with my mind. Every day I woke up, Satan was telling me I'm going to die. Could you imagine that thought in your mind and now your body feeling that? My heart would stop sometimes. So the doctors told me, they say, ma'am, and what really put me in a state of shock, what caused me to really go to the edge where I was about to say, God, I can't do this, lock me up in a crazy house. I went to the last doctor and he said that they hooked me up to a machine. So they say, ma'am, ain't nothing wrong with you. You know, I tell him, I'm like, sir, my heart's stopping. So they're like, are you sure you're not on any drugs or anything? And now I'm hurt because I'm like, I never do drugs a day in my life. What do you mean, ma'am? Do I look like a drug addict? So he said, well, because if your heart's stopping, you wouldn't be breathing. You wouldn't be talking. So they treated me as if it's, you know, I'm crazy. So he put me to the side. So I'm like, sir, it's happening again. So finally he said, well, I'm going to hook you up to a machine, ma'am, and show you that your heart not stopping. Do y'all know when that man hooked me up, my heart started stopping and flatlining. So because he told me, I said, well, wait, I thought you just said that if my heart was stopped, I won't be talking. I won't be breathing. So now I'm really going crazy. So he's like, I've never seen this. And that day, an Arab guy, he said to me, man, what you're dealing with is not physical. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, this is mental. Now, mind you, I've been in church all my life, but I had no prayer life. And what he was trying to tell me was you were at war for your life. And if you want to win, you better develop a prayer life. If you want to be that yes that God called you to be, it's going to take more than just a yes. You're going to have to learn how to fast. You're going to have to learn how to pray. And you're going to have to learn how to weave out religious folks. Because this ain't time for religion. You need somebody that knows how to push you into the atmosphere so that you can be and mold to what God called you to be. So now I'm like, oh my God. And I came across the Bible verse. It said this. It said that so a man thinketh, so is he. So now, instead of me going crazy, I say, God, help me change my thought process because I can't make this on my own. I say, God, I need you to make me think that I'm finna live. So now when the enemy tell me I'm going to die, I say, you a liar, I'm going to live. And I'm going to live life more abundantly. I came across that other path. So I said, okay, God, not only am I going to live, but I'm going to live his abundance blessing. So I'm going to pull up a little bit. Because you said so much.
There's a reason why we spend a whole day just to deal with matters of the mind. Do you see how powerful your mind is? Mm-hmm. Do you know that you can create things that are not based on what you dwell on in your mind? Do you understand this? Mm-hmm. This is like a mental but a spiritual level. God's called it so. Mm-hmm. It starts here. What we call faith. What we call belief. What are you believing? Do you actually believe what you say you believe in? Mm-hmm. Is it just a word on a Sunday or a Saturday or whichever day you worship? What is it that you believe? Because really, it's in those quiet, when you're really, really isolated moments, that's when your belief really starts. Yes. It's easy to be among people. Hey, Lord, yes, you're wonderful. You're great. But you know what's happening in your body.
Yes.
But you know what the word says. But constantly under attack, you got to have a huge calling on your life. for that evil to want to take you out. And we'll say, oh my gosh, she's crazy. And I'm sure I know you could probably go even deeper with people who misunderstood you and wouldn't validate what you're telling them, right? But I love the fact that you had to realize on that stripping away, on that journey down, who God really is. So I'm scared of that, guys. Sometimes I'll be like, God, I'm ready, but I'm not ready. I'm ready. I'm double dutching. Because I know what it can be.
Amen. Amen.
Right? When there's only God. On your back, you looking up, there's only God. It's a real journey. I have to go to my last panelist because of time. Goodness. I'm just going to turn it over to you. I know you've been through a lot, trials and tribulations, big and small.